Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Coffee with JNS.
Hope you're all well.
Yep, I'm sure they all are. I hope.
Got a very interesting subject today. So I'll let Jaleel fill you in,
Who's Julie?
the person on the left.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a very interesting topic today. Okay, so, right, I'm going to get straight into it.
Okie dokie.
As a married man, is it okay to stay out late with your friends?
Depends.
Now, before we get stuck into this, I just want to say this is a very common issue amongst many men. And personally,
And women. You can't just say it's just men, it's women as well.
no, I'm talking
But it's
from my
majority,
experience.
majority
Yeah,
are men, yes.
yeah. From my experience, it's a very common issue. Now, I don't see anything wrong with it as such, depending on what it is you're actually doing. Okay, and how regular you're spending time out of the house with your friends late at night. So you've got to put this into some sort of context. So, for example, if you're just out, just constantly, as a young lads would say nowadays, you're chilling. Yeah. If you was out and about doing that on a regular, yes, okay, you've settled down now. That doesn't mean haven't got a social life, but you've got to balance your married life with. Now you're laughing. I don't know why you're laughing. But you're laughing. What? What do you want to say?
No, there has to be a balance. Um, it depends how regular, like you said, how regular it's happening. And obviously, depend where you are, at, depending on what time of night it is, really. So if it's someone with,
Antisocial hours.
so if we say someone who's married with probably kids, then obviously that might become an issue because you've got young children at home. Um, Also, it's not fair for the partner if she's left on her own with not knowing where you are, till when hours, and what you're up to. You know what I mean?
Oh, but yeah, but what if she does know?
Well, it just depends if she's happy with it or not.
Oh, so if she knows it does that make it acceptable? So what you're saying is if so, say if it was me, yeah, and I told you what I was getting up to or what I had planned and why I was going out,
Mm-hmm.
so that would make it okay.
Not really, because why would you need to go late at night to see friends?
Maybe they're working.
Okay. So give me a scenario. So what kind of outing would you be saying? What would you be doing late out at night?
Just having a little meet up, going for something to eat. Um, it depends, doesn't it? I mean, if your group of friends are working till late, and the only time say you've got is 10 p.m. at 10 p.m. at night, example, or 11 p.m. at night, or 9 o'clock, whatever time it is, but it's antisocial hours,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going for a bite, or you get having a little get together, okay, going for a coffee, a shisha, whatever it may be, okay, would that now make it okay?
Yeah, to a certain point, depends. Like I said, so would it be okay for the wife to do the exact same thing? Let's put it under
What while you
other
got
for
kids?
whether you've got kids or not. So we're talking about men having children as well. Women don't just have children, do they?
Okay.
Sure, they didn't come out, come without a father.
No. I don't agree as much as the wife being out antisocial hours. And the reason behind that is, yes, especially this day and age, you don't know what's out and about, um, what could happen, right? Yes, you might be with a group of friends, um, but no, I don't agree with it. Especially, like I says, the reasons behind that, and a lot of people might find this a bit ooh ah, but
Sexist.
no,
Let's let's
not
put it that way.
necessarily. No, no, not necessarily. I just believe that women are more of a target,
Vulnerable.
yeah, vulnerable for these predators or whatever these people are, the rapists or whatever you want to call them, right? So she's putting herself in harm's way when it could possibly be avoided. Now that doesn't mean that, say, as a man,
Mm-hmm.
I can go out and get into a fight with somebody,
Yeah.
right, and be hurt as well. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't mean that can't happen. But what I'm saying is there's less likely for another man, yeah, to be put in that position. It does happen, but it's less likely. It's more highly likely that the woman, all right, or a woman could be put in harm's way, especially when it comes to late at night. And statistics will tell you that too.
Okay. I want to see them.
You can do your research. Do your research and you'll find them. Yeah. Majority of rapes happen at night, don't they?
Yeah, that can happen in the early hours in the morning as well. So it just depends, or even during the day, this day and age.
Yeah, antisocial hours.
Yeah. So what would you say? So it's okay to.
I would say yeah, it's okay depending on the female. That depends. It depends, innit? It depends.
Okay.
The
So is it okay for? Let's talk about it. So is it okay for men to go out and probably some of them who do drink, even though it's haram, um, go out drinking and then come back late at night?
obviously not. I was gonna say obviously not to that because one, you shouldn't be drinking anyway. If you're a
Mm-hmm.
Muslim, again, I want to put it out there. So if you're a Muslim, he or she knows they shouldn't be drinking anyway. Now, if you're drinking and you're going out and doing all of that, I think you've already got your answer. You shouldn't be doing it. If you are a non-Muslim and you're going out, again, it depends on who you're in a relationship with and what your partner's like. For example, if she's got everything under control and she's like, yeah, go out, it's fine, I'm cool with that. Okay, go ahead. But if you're hurting that person when you're going out and you're not putting them feelings to in consideration, then the answer is no. I think you've got to give and take, really, isn't it? It's understanding one another. If your wife is complaining, or your husband is complaining, and you're a female that's constantly going out, or you're going out and your partner's not liking it, I think it's a no-brainer, really. Yeah, don't do it, or cut back, or cut down.
You've got to trust each other in it. That's what it comes down to as well. I don't totally disagree with it. I just think if it's more on a regular basis, it becomes it becomes an issue, especially if you've got young kids or if you're newly married, for example. You know, for example, if you've both, young, settled in, you're just getting used to each other, living with each other, and then one of them saying, "Oh, you know what? I want to go out and spend, so many hours late at night and wanting to go out and see friends." Fair enough, now and then it's not a problem. But if you're doing it on a regular basis where she's left on her own, maybe it's a bit, isolation, I think, for so many hours, depending on, obviously, if it's maybe a couple of
No,
hours, that's
because then
sometimes
she
fine.
no because
But a lot of them, that's what happens.
what?
They get left isolated where they feel like, the man's probably, going out more and, she's indoors or, she's probably not doing that because not a lot of women go out late at night. So you'd think that's more their time. So he's
So why don't she say no?
well, some of them probably are okay with it
Mm.
to a certain extent, but if it's on a regular basis, she's probably just not, voiced it to her partner or had this kind of,
Well, if she's afraid to talk to a partner and tell him how she actually feels, then you've already got a relationship breakdown there, haven't you?
sometimes women just keep it in and they just try to
But
deal
what's the
with it,
reason? What's the reason of keeping it in?
because it becomes an argument of why he's gone out and things like that. So sometimes, not saying all women will stay quiet, but some women do stay quiet and just think, what, he's going out, I'm not going to say anything because it's just going to cause a issue between us.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, it could be possible, where she might not voice it. But if it becomes regular, then obviously she may will.
Nah.
Stop being funny.
Nah. No, I'm being serious. If you can't talk to your partner,
No, but if they're
You-
newly married, for example,
regardless
and
of
they're
what,
getting if they're
no,
getting
regardless
used to,
of what you've got or what you may think, if you cannot openly talk to your partner, you've got a problem.
yeah. But what about if they don't know each other well enough? Like, for example, if it's like an arranged marriage or anything like that.
Okay.
We're not on about forced marriages here, by the way. We're on about arranged marriage.
Yeah, but then if it's an arranged marriage,
sometimes
that's even better for you to then voice it, because that person obviously doesn't know what you want. So you've got to have you've got to
when
got
there's
to voice
issues, you do have to voice them.
Yeah,
but
but
I'm
it's
just
not an
saying for
issue.
some,
But
I'm
it's
just
not an
saying for
issue.
some women who might not voice
But
it.
it's not an issue until you voiced it and then it continues. That's when it's an issue.
Well,
It's not an issue to begin with, is it?
Well, sometimes women just probably think, oh, you know what, he might snap out of it, he might grow up a little bit, once he's maybe a father.
No, but you can't
or,
say grow up a
things
little
like
bit. You might not
men
be doing
do
it.
grow up
No,
a
but
bit
you
later than women, don't they? Admit it. They mature a lot later.
Right, okay.
Like when
I
they're
understand that. Yeah,
30s,
okay.
going on to 40s.
But he might not be doing anything.
No, I'm joking.
I am 4 years older than you, by the way.
I'm not saying my age.
You don't have to.
Don't even get
You
me
don't
to
even have
say.
But yeah, I'm 4 years older than you. So I would say I've already matured. Wouldn't you?
No comment.
Yeah, of course. Anywho. But yeah, he might not be doing anything. They might not be getting up to no good. I understand when you're at home. Like, for example, let's put it the other way around. Say the guy was at home and the woman was going out, and if she made it into a regular routine, okay, it'd be a problem. Because I'd be like, where are you going? Why? Spend your time at home, etc., etc. Now, if I stayed quiet and expected you to be like, okay, to learn, to understand that yourself, first of all, yes, you should. However, if you're still choosing to do and go out and go out and go out, whatever, until a point where it's like, okay, I've got to say something now. There's nothing stopping me to do that. I should say. And if you say, if you agree to it and then stop, problem solved. If you continue, it's still an issue for me, isn't it? Because I'm not liking it.
Yeah,
that's where the compromise comes into.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I was just about to say. You have to compromise. You have to give and take.
Right.
In a relationship. So you've got to compromise whether, it's a man not liking it or whether it's a woman not liking it. It's a compromise in a relationship if the other person is not liking it.
Okay.
And the other thing is, if it's just general here and there, like I said, it may not be an issue. But if it's more regular, where it's like maybe every weekend, he thinks, oh, you know what, I'm going out. Or, every whatever so often he goes on out. Or even on a boys' holiday, for example.
No, because now you've just widened this.
There is people out there who take more boys' holidays than going out with family. Yes, there is.
Really?
Yeah. They may take.
But
They may
is
go
it to
out
do
with
is it to do with work,
Not always. No.
or is it just a
It's just a
is
boys
it
get together thing,
just
innit? Just to
just a chill
let
time?
their
Yeah?
hair down
Just a chill
if they've
time.
got
Yeah?
any.
Okay, chill time. Okay, no problem. All right. So what's the problem with that though?
It's not an issue, but if it's more regular than your family holidays or a holiday with a partner, then it's like, hold on a minute.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So you're saying that
So if you gave me
the
one
husband's
holiday,
yeah,
for
and took
example, and took
three
three,
with
four,
your boys, yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that is an issue.
that is a bit of
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
issue,
That's an
isn't it?
issue.
Come on.
Yeah, that's an issue. Again, there's no balance.
Yeah,
There's no balance there.
you know that.
Okay. And do you know what? I also understand. I also want to say something else as well, as in like you might have friends that are not married, so they might be doing stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
which on the hunt, whatever it may be, they're free, they're wilding, whatever it is, but you ain't. But you're part of that same crowd.
That is a
Temptations
yeah.
is
Is there?
is there. Yeah, you might be faithful, yeah, but the shaitan also plays. The devil does play a big role in this game, and it's so easy to be persuaded. Yeah, but you've also got your own brain, and you can't put that on your friends. So this is what I'm saying. You've got to understand who your circle is. Your circle is very, very important, especially when it comes to being married.
I think in general it's important.
Of course it
Anyway,
is.
it's part of growing up,
But you don't
learning.
really realize though until you're married
Yeah.
what your circle is and how important your circle actually is. You don't realize before marriage as much. I mean, don't get me wrong. There might be some people out there that do click on early on, and they've got that good circle of friends. But not everyone's like that.
Well, if it's someone who's single and she or he's dragging the other person out and making them, or should I say, putting them in a situation, and is not taking in consideration what is probably going to go happen in their private, in their personal life, then
Yeah.
obviously that's an issue, because your friends wouldn't put you in that kind of issue, in that situation. Sorry.
So they're not your true friends, then, really, are they? Because they should be, if anything, they should
They'd
be
be more
protecting you.
supportive, yeah.
Yeah,
supportive
they need to protect you and not put you in them sort of circumstances. That's gonna violate your marriage.
Yeah.
I don't know if violate is a correct word, but jeopardize your marriage.
Yeah.
I don't think true friends should put you in that situation, or would put you in that situation ever. And if they ever saw you going in a situation where you were like doing something that you shouldn't be doing, your friends need to step in. And if they are
Yeah.
not stepping in and they're sitting on the sidelines and they're watching you, then sorry to say, they're not friends that you want to be around.
No, friends should be able to guide you and support you. In general, in every aspect of your life. That's why you say that your friends, you choose your friends. So
Wisely.
that's right.
So what's the conclusion? Is it you can, or is it you can't?
No, I'd say you can. I can't say you can't, because end of the day.
As a woman's perspective.
No, a man does need his time out. Same with a woman needs her own time out. But it's just putting each other's, feelings in consideration, and also compromising. You made a commitment, so both of you have to put that effort in and compromise.
See, I'm going to be a bit controversial now.
Okay.
And I'm going to say no.
Why?
Because the reason why I'm going to say that now is because you're more likely to get up to something no good, okay, at night
Okay.
than in the day. However, if you've got a wife at home and children, you should be indoors with your wife and your kids, and that's the end of. Whether you like it or not, Stay your ass at home.
Okay, so what about if it's during the day?
But you weren't expecting that. Eh?
What about if it were during the day?
Yeah, during the day is fine. That doesn't mean you can't get up to no good. But
I was about to say that a lot of it happens during the day as well.
how do you know?
How do I know?
How do you know? Happens during the day.
Well, you do hear things.
Okay. Just don't drop nobody's name on you. But
No, I won't be.
but yeah,
Basically, just stay loyal.
yeah. I think that's more. It's
Just
more to do with
listen.
trust,
And loyalty
loyalty,
and commitment
commitment, understanding.
and honesty.
Well, you got to be honest from day one, innit? Again, that's an issue for a lot of people as well. Honesty. Can't be honest. What do you say to people like that? But that again is for another podcast. All right.
So,
So
we're going to leave you guys with that.
we're gonna close up on that. But before we go, we're gonna say understand each other and respect one another's views. And if you have an issue, talk to one another, communicate with one another. Holding feelings back is not going to work.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yep. So, this is just our opinions,
Mhm.
and it's just what we think.
And I hope they were helpful, by the way.
And yeah, I hope so. And drop a comment if you want to, talk about this further.
What's the email address?
It is coffeewithjns@gmail.com.
Okay. Also, like us on Instagram at coffeewithjns. We're also on Facebook, Coffee with JNS. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching.
Take care. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.